Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mads podcast, your podcast of all things Newcastle United, hosted by two lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined as usual by my co-host Jefferson. How are you doing, sir? Good?
What's going on? What's going on? Hopefully you've had a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were at the
Happy
game
Mother's
yesterday.
Day. Happy Mother's Day,
Mother's
first of all, to all the mums out there.
Mums.
Yeah, all the Newcastle United supporting mums especially. So happy Mother's Day. But yeah, man. Sorry to interrupt. Carry on.
Yeah, I was saying, how was your adventure yesterday?
Yeah, listen, like went to the game, it was pretty straightforward getting there. Obviously the result, sitting with the Newcastle, or standing with the Newcastle fans, should I say, enjoyed it. Bit of a long journey home, even though it's in London, the other side of London, which is a bit of a madness, but well worth it, man. Well worth it. On the train with a lot of sad Chelsea fans as well, made it even better. But yeah, good day out, man. Good day out.
Well, come out of that one then.
Hey, listen, I'm walking back and I'm walking out the stadium. Newcastle fans winding up a couple of Chelsea fans. They want to start a fight, bro.
Yeah.
So police had to get involved, bro. Police had to stop me, bro. It was a bit mad. Right by me, bro. It was mad. But all good. But yeah, for those in the chat, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help us with the algorithm, help the channel grow. As Jefferson always reminds us, hype points. We need those hype points. Jefferson, I know you want to talk about the hype points that we recently achieved. A quick word on that.
Thank you, everyone that backed us this week, near and far. I think we reached number 83 in the top 100 for not the last episode, the one before that. So humongous effort there. And again, this helps bring positive attention to the channel. So yeah, don't forget to hype at the end of every episode. Thank you.
Right. So let's see who's got in the building. We've got Kenny. Big up, Kenny. He said Eddie's black and white army. Kenny's back in full force.
Oh yeah, someone's a bit brave now, isn't they, mate?
Yeah, positive vibes. Big up, Kenny. Big up. Big up. Connor, hope you're good. Hope you're good, sir. Hope you're good. But like Connor said, smash the like button on your way in. Support the channel. Be much appreciated. Kenny's he's on it, Eddie, man. In Eddie we trust. How many times are you going to mention Eddie today, Kenny? How many times? But big up Marco in the building. Hope you're good.
Hope you're good. Looks like the title's going Arsenal's way, mate.
Listen, yeah. I done told people Arsenal winning this league, and I told people already weeks ago that the title race is done. Arsenal fans won't admit it. The title race is over. It's over. Yeah. Congratulations, Arsenal. It's only a question of how many trophies are you going to get this season? Because right about now, they could get all four. They could get all four.
I will never hear the end of it because I've been slating them in a separate group about Arteta.
The world will never hear the end of it. Yeah, it will be a madness. But for now, congratulations on the league, innit? That's what I'm saying. Champions League's ours anyway. But anyway, we move on. So to William in the building, big up William. He says, "Still Eddie Howe out. Hope everyone is good." Standing on business, yeah. Big up Scant in the building. Hope you're good. After your team had one job, bro. Liverpool had one job. Beat Spurs. Yeah. We need them relegated. But yet, Slot messed it up again. And I know your feelings about Slot as well. So big up Scants.
Man, Scants.
Brian. Brian said positivity tonight. What are you talking about, Brian? We're always positive, man. What are you talking about?
Come on, mate.
But now we'll see. But yeah, like Marco said, great 5:30 kickoff yesterday. Yeah. Adrian, big up. Hope you're good. But yeah, let's get into it. Oh, wow, Raymond's in from early. Big up, Raymond.
Hey, Ray. How's it going, mate?
How are you, sir? He said Chelsea vs Newcastle, win for Newcastle. My man of the match is Anthony Gordon. The title has now gone to Arsenal. Yes, indeed it has. Mm-hmm. Indeed it has. RJW, 7 points of oh my god. 7 points of Champions League spots. Think we still can do it. Well, we'll talk about that. I mean, you made a good point. We're closer to he was a couple of weeks ago. So who knows?
Mathematically possible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Big up MB in the build. Hope you're good. Big up Nash as well. So Nash, big up.
Hey, Nash,
Congratulations on the title, Nash. Yeah, like I said, the title race is done. I know you won't admit it, but Big up.
Cautiously
Colin says a boring show is all positivity. Well, listen, it can't be all positive, but credit where it's due, innit? Credit where it's due. So for those who don't know, we're here to review the latest instalment from Newcastle United. We travelled down to Stamford Bridge 5:30 yesterday. It ended Chelsea 0, Newcastle United 1. Yes, we won away from home. Yes, we won at Stamford Bridge, which is even more surprising. But
historic
and yes, I believe we're down the top half of the table. You know, so things might be looking up. They might be looking up. Is this a dress rehearsal for the midweek? But we'll get to that as well. So, overall thoughts on the game?
You know what? It was a pleasant surprise. Obviously, was it nice to watch? Probably not. You know, we didn't really touch the ball, particularly like in terms of the first half. It was frustrating at times, but I think the positive aspects was we kept our defensive shape. You know, so often this season we've been like, oh, here we go. You're literally waiting to concede. Did we ride our luck a bit? Yes, we did. Ramsdale made a good couple of saves. Personally, I think we should have had a penalty. Luckily, I think that there was a couple of calls they didn't get. But again, I think we'll talk about the sort of refereeing in a bit. But I thought in terms of to a man, the way we kept our shape, the way we pressed, we were rigid, we were compact and very disciplined, you know, and I think we may need this coming into the next game, which again, you'll touch on. So from a defensive perspective, we have to say that it's a very good performance from the lads and commend the team and the manager because it looked like, you know, there was some tactical approach there. Again, not so much in the first half. I really don't feel we came out to play in the first half. I didn't like that. But the second half, it looked like we were obviously trying to counterattack. And that was a bit better for me. It was a bit more encouraging. But what I really liked as well was arguably that back five. It was a back five you could trust, that you felt in a game like this, they could do something. You know, there's not going to be really many calamities. So props to the team. Delighted to come out with 3 points from what a historic win. I think, when was the last time? The 2012, right?
Cisse, yeah.
14 years ago. So, listen, I think someone put on Twitter that it had a similar feeling to when we won 1-0 against West Ham away just before the cup final. So, could that be the turnaround for us? We don't know. But, yeah, step in the right direction. Commending the lads after yesterday's performance.
Okay. Ken said good Eddie management. MB said, you know, that's our best back five, which I agree. We'll talk about the lineup as well. Big up Wazza. Wazza said, hey there, I dig your merch, Jeffers. Do you do it was 90s, 80s mags? Oh, 80s mags. Okay. Well, you have to wait and see because we got some merchandise coming. So you know, stay tuned. But I know, glad, big up for the props because I hope you like. So stay tuned in it. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. That one.
Connor said that was the first time the back five played together as well. Big up Christopher in the building. He said, Christopher said, can Newcastle get top five, 6 points to fifth, and 7 winnable games? No, I'm kidding. It's Newcastle. You almost had me there, Chris. You almost had me there. Big up Stephen in the building. He said, great performance by the lads. And listen, for me, it was obviously it's a great result, especially away from home. And it was a vital 3 points, considering where we were in the table. You know, we can now, I suppose, at the moment we can look up rather than looking down. But in terms of the performance itself, like I said, it was a very good defensive performance. I thought we tried to attack when we could. Maybe, obviously, listen, it wasn't the greatest attacking performance, but I like the fact that we gave it a go. We did create some openings, some decent openings as well, not just a goal. And like I said, we were very organised at the back. And maybe it's to do with the personnel that was there or the tactics by the manager or a combination of both. But what I liked is when we got into our defensive shape, we forced Chelsea out wide for most of the time, especially in that second half. And it looked really predictable. They couldn't find the way to break us down. Yes, they had a couple of chances, but Ramsdale didn't have to make any worldy saves. The saves that he had to make, Sanchez had to make as well. So it's just like, you know, like I said, we should have had the penalty. I don't think theirs was a penalty, which we'll talk about anyway. But we took our opportunity. That was the main thing. We took our opportunity. It was a typical good away performance. You get the goal and you frustrate them. Yeah, and that's something we've been lacking of late, especially when we go up, when we score first, whether it's home or away, we tend to give away cheap goals very early on, or from winning position. We know how we perform throughout the season. So, like I said, this could be a change in the tide. You never know. Against and it's a win against a big team, because that's something we failed to do this season. Other than Man City, but then now we did Manchester United and now Chelsea. So now the wins start to look a bit more credible as well. So credit to Eddie for the team that he picked, considering the effort we gave midweek and what's to come next week. So I thought he got it spot on.
And the tactics as well, went to a 5-4-1.
That's right.
Latter stages, For once, it appeared that the substitute seemed to work.
Yeah. So
the levels didn't drop too much.
Yeah, and if you look at the stats, I know Chelsea had a lot of the ball, but we had more shots on target, and our XG was just 0.2 below theirs as well. So in that respect, stats don't tell the whole story of the game, but we can take a few positives from it as well. You know what I mean? So, but the main thing is we got the 3 points and the clean sheet, which is the main thing, which is good. So let's talk about the lineup. What are your thoughts about the lineup? Did you think Eddie?
Well, just as an addendum to what you said, and then moving on to the lineup, so I'll try and link the two together. I think this tells everyone now. Number one, Eddie needs to pay for his crimes historically for the favoritism, but it also tells us going forward, I don't want to see Nick Pope. I don't want to see Dan Burn. I don't want to see Trippier in this team. Okay? The back five is sorted. Leave it. You got the pace of Tino and Hall on the sides. You got Tiao there and Botman, who have built a good partnership. They're our future. So all this favoritism of the dad's army coming in, that's where we start getting problems. So I don't want to see these boys. And as for Ramsey, again, a very quiet game, but tidy. So again, it's about using Joe Linton sparingly and at the right times. So I think we're starting to know really and truly what our best team is.
Yeah, I think, listen, we know what our best team is, right? We know what our best team is. Big up Ginesta, I hope you're good. Like Ginesta said, smash the like, please. I think we're on 17 at the moment. There's 31 in the building. Let's see if we can get up to 25 in the next five minutes. Keep building. But yeah, like I said, listen, we've been screaming, especially that back four. We've been screaming for it for a time. A lot of fans have as well. Tino, Hall, Botman and Chow, right? Obviously, Ramsdale coming in now. He had his opportunity early in the season, and to be fair, he didn't really paint himself in all that much glory. And then Nick Pope came in, but then Nick Pope basically forced Eddie's hand. Anyway, with all the errors he was making, he had to bring Ramsdale back in. And since he's come back in, we've looked a lot more assured, right? And the defense looks more assured. They're comfortable passing the ball back. We play at the back when we can, and his kicking is a lot better. We know that already, and he's making key saves, right? So yes, that should be our back five. But we'll get to the Barcelona game. But for me personally, he's going to bring Dan Burn back in. He's going to bring Dan Burn back in on Wednesday. We know that. Yeah, Botman's going to get rested again. Burn's coming in. But I agree, this is our best back five. But what really impressed me was the midfield, because we didn't have any of our first choice midfield: Tonali, Joe Linton, and Bruno. Right? Because when I saw that midfield
in Eddie's 171 games, apparently.
Right. Yeah. But that gives credit to the fact that Ramsey has now stepped up. Ramsey has stepped up. We know obviously the Voldemort experiment. We'll talk about that, but Ramsey has stepped up. You know what I mean? And Willock has stepped up as well. So when I saw it on paper, I thought, oh, here we go. This could be a bit dodgy. This could be where the game is won or lost. But credit to them. As a free, they stepped up. They all played well. They all did their thing. They put in their shifts, whatever. So credit for Eddie for making that and taking that gamble, because it could have been easier to play Tonali, run him into the ground. But obviously, Tonali was. It'd be interesting if Tonali wasn't ill. Would he have started?
Was he ill?
Was he ill? But we don't know. We don't know. But yeah, and then also Murphy, giving him the captaincy as well. Yeah, I thought that was a nice touch, but when I saw it, I thought, hold on a minute, not so sure, but fair enough. I knew Gordon would come back, given the fact he didn't start midweek. I knew Gordon would come back, and then you've got Harvey Barnes on the left. So,
didn't you see the warm-up, Steve? Man, that text you put in the group was hilarious. What did you see in the warm-ups?
Right, so obviously during the warm-up they do a lot of warm-up exercises, but they do tend to take practice shots, right? So the defense were working on their defensive shape. Then you had the midfield and the attackers doing target practice against John Ruddy. Yeah. And the only players that got 100% shots in was Voltemada. And who did I say the other one was? Barnes. Voltemada and Barnes. Yeah. Gordon was all right. Some the rest of them scored some of their shots, yeah, but some of their shots were horrendous. Yeah. You see Joe Willock, my God, he was skying it, he was putting it well wide. Like Gordon was his shots were a bit too tame, whatever. Asula, but then it's like getting to the rhythm, fair enough. But bro, it's John Ruddy in goal. It's John Ruddy. Yeah. And I thought, bro, we're good. Voldemort was pinging it, top corner, bottom corner, whatever. Same as Barnes, comfortable. But the rest of them, my God, it looked a bit shaky. I'm not gonna lie. But luckily, it didn't mean much. But it just goes to show the quality that Voldemort has got anyway. We know about that anyway. But anyway, as for Chelsea, they surprised me knowing that they've got that tie against PSG. Maybe it's a conceding that maybe the tie may be over, but they didn't rest anybody. They didn't really rest anybody. Yeah, maybe I don't know the injury situation. I don't know what it is, but why the ref in the middle of their huddle, please? What's that about?
It's because the ref's meant to stand in the center circle,
right?
But Chelsea have chosen to do their pre-match huddle in the center circle. They're not meant. Normally they, do it in each other's halves, don't they? I don't know why they've decided to do that, Chelsea. I don't think there's any law against it, but the ref should be saying, "Guys, come on, man! Like, move on."
Where the hell? And look at some of these comments. Big up, Michael. He said, "Didn't see that result coming. Newcastle was on point. Big up, yes, indeed. Michael, I take it that's your first choice midfield, defense, should I say? We've got what I said." It's cool for Mags. Can I suggest Magpie smoking a spliff? You must want to get us banned, bro. We talking about?
We've got a green. I think we've got a prototype green shirt. That might do, I think.
Yeah. No Sandro, no Bruno, no Joe, no problem. Indeed. I
like that.
William's the avid, He said it only takes 6 months to get it right. Cheers.
Don't worry, Will. Don't worry. We are keeping it real here. Don't worry. We're not getting carried away. Trust me.
Yeah, that's one thing we're not going to get. We're not getting carried away. But Genius said, we did not need to play with intensity yesterday. We played in a low block and saved energy for Barca. Credit where it's due. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. Like I said, Eddie got it tactically spot on. He outdid Rosinha tactically. And, good to see that, he's making the change. He's making the adapt. He's adapting, which is good.
We have to give an assist to someone, though. I really think having Thomas Tuchel in the crowd with the squads about to be announced gave us that extra 10-20% because Hall, Tino, they would have wanted to be impressing to get in that squad. Gordon, we know he's favoured by Tuchel, but I think him getting that goal kind of pretty much probably solidifies his space in there. And then Barnes, I think, would try and impress because there's rumours that he's rejected Scotland.
It'll be interesting.
This is probably his last chance to impress. Isn't it?
I still don't think Barnes is gonna make it, but you never know. Considering what the quality England's got in that position, I'm not so sure, but we'll see. Ken said Ramsdale's first clean sheet. Okay, interesting. Big up, Joey. Hope you're good. So good evening, all. Great result Saturday. Yes, indeed.
Agreed.
Big up, Yinks in the building. Hope you're good.
Yinks.
So he said, what did he say? You can't get better if you don't play. Fair enough. He's talking about the game time for the midfielders. Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Giniesta said, Ramsey is better than Tonali in the deep build-up phase. He was not afraid of receiving the ball while spacing Ramsdale. Yeah, that's one of his qualities,
wasn't he? He was
playing in a bit of a deeper position. Yeah. But like I said, receiving the ball with his back to goal, he's very good, on the half term as well. So, Ramsey's, we sang his praises last episode, and I think he, it's going to be interesting. Once Bruno's back, how utilizes that midfield, and who does he choose, especially when Miley's back as well. So,
D-Man, what did you see? D-Man, what did you see? And Giniesta, I know you do like tactical stuff on your X, so you might have already pointed this out in your account, but it seemed a bit crazy at times because I was seeing Botman and Thiaw pressing on the edge of their box. Because remember, we got caught out by that last season.
Last season, yeah, he did the same thing this season.
What is going on? But then you're seeing Ramsey coming deep to collect the ball.
Yeah, dropping deep. Like, but mate, listen, I like to see it. How trying something different, you know what I mean? I like to see it, you know what I mean? And the fullbacks coming inside and starting inside.
Yes,
that's how the goal started as well.
Obviously, that led to a goal, didn't it?
Yeah, so big up Eddie for that. You know, he's trying something different, man.
To be honest, though, remember that last one? We've been calling for that for time.
No, we have. But I told you, he listens to 90s Mags, bro. We know he listens. He listens to 90s Mags.
There's a little spy.
Big up now. He said, and who scored the important goal when it mattered? We'll talk about Anthony Gordon. I think there's a comment there saying someone said it in the comment as well that he missed it. You know what I mean? So, let's talk about the game itself now. Talk about the game itself. So, obviously, the game starts now. Chelsea, they started probably brighter. I think Cole Palmer had the opportunity where he's volleyed it wide. He's kind of scuffed it wide. I wouldn't say it's an easy chance, but he maybe should have got it on target.
You expect more from him, isn't it?
Yeah. And then he took one when Enzo blasted it from the end of the box and he hit him in his head. He blocked it, right? So hit him in his head. But the first moment of note was the goal that we scored. And it came Chelsea's defending was diabolical, but credit to Newcastle for the play because Ramsdale started it from the goal kick. He passed it to Chow. Chow takes it a bit further and passes it to Tino. Now, this is where Tino's on the inside. I don't know if it's because he made a tackle from the beginning or it was deliberate where he was in the inside. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. His positioning in the centre, receives the ball and drives forward. No one seems to get in near him.
Garnacho was pathetic.
And then great through ball to Willock. You know, he's gone through. And obviously, Willock is facing away from us, the Newcastle fan. So I've seen him gone through now. And I thought, he's one-on-one. I don't trust him on one-on-ones. Yeah, I don't trust him. But credit to him. He's looked up and he squared to Anthony Gordon, who's taken a touch and just put it in from God knows, from yards out, right? Great team goal. So, talk to me about that goal itself and the credit that we're giving the build-up and the players involved.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know if you thought it was offside. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, he might be offside here, you know.
I messaged the group saying, is that offside? Yeah.
It's a bit of a weird one because he's quick, Willock, but he looked like he was off the mark. And I thought, is he maybe half a yard ahead of play? But obviously, like you mentioned, going back to the start of the goal, I actually think Tino does take up a central position because you'll notice that Murphy drops back into that right side. So if we do lose the ball in transition, there's someone to cover that side. So again, tactically, spot on from Eddie. Can't believe I'm saying that, but tactically spot on from Eddie. And you see Tino pick up the ball in a central position. He's like, oi, give me the ball, which is also a good trait. If someone's confident, they want to take the ball. He drives forward. And in that period, he's got 3 Chelsea players around him. None of them pick him up. I'll try not to be too harsh on Enzo because Enzo was the last one and he was a bit further away. But João Pedro as a forward, he needs to be pressing. And then Garnacho was just pitiful. You know, he's literally half pace jogging. I mean, I know Tino's quick, but he's quick as well. He should be able to get to him. So with the freedom of Stamford Bridge, to have that confidence to look up, composure, slide rule pass straight through. And this is what we've talked about numerous times, D-Man. We literally said it in with Barnes and Asula as well when Tonali played that ball. When you're in that almost quarterback position in a central area, we need runners.
Yeah,
we shouldn't have to be clipping it over the top. You got runners, you can release them through. So it's a good goal. It's a good goal because when you look at Willock again, he could have snatched at it. He could have tried to chip the keeper, put it round him. He thought, you know what? There's a player in a better position here. Let me slide it across. And it reminded me of that PSV goal. I think that was between Visser and Gordon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he takes that extra touch because he's not confident enough to hit it first time. You know what I'm saying? With fair play, he wants to make sure he gets the ball in the back of the net, right?
Yeah. But listen, like Conor said, let's get to 30 likes. So we're on 23 at the moment. So let's see if we can get to 30. There's 35 in there. You know, if you haven't smashed the like button, please do. You know, help the channel grow. Be much appreciated. But yeah. Couple things about the goal. Listen, well worked goal. The Tino run right? They said he's got the freedom of Stamford Bridge to go through, but this is what Tino's good at, driving forward from defence into midfield, into attack. Now, he's better in that position rather than if he receives the ball further up the pitch, he kind of loses composure what to do. His delivery ain't good, or, you know, he plays the wrong pass, or he panics and comes back. He gets a bit of a nosebleed. But in that area driving forward, and it's refreshing that we've now got two fullbacks who can do that, who can pick up the ball and drive forward. Their first, remember, listen, credit to Trippier because he gave us the service when Tino's been out, but he can't get up and down, yeah, or refuses to, and he's too scared. You know what I mean? So let's hope Tino can stay for the end of the season because we have that balance on both sides now, yeah. And what's also refreshing is because for time and time again, we've been talking about how predictable our play is in terms of putting the ball out wide, trying to do 1-2 and crossing it. You know what I mean? Murphy gets the ball and cross it, or down the other end. Now we're starting to see opportunities and goals scored through the middle. Yeah, like I said, we've been screaming about for time. Yeah, Tonali's now trying it. You know, Tino there trying it. We scored a few goals doing it. We've got a few attempts doing it. So it adds a more strings to our bow. You know what I mean? So good to see, man. Good to see. But like I said, good run from Willock. We'll talk about Willock's performance as well. But you know, the foresight to look up and square it to Gordon, who took the touch and put it in. Listen, very good, very good. MB said, I know Gordon scored and we won, but every time I watch the replay, I think he's going to miss.
He nearly does. It just creeps in that corner, you know.
Yeah. Genius said it just takes one player to mess up in a man marking system, and Garnacho failed to track the inverting Livramento, who overloaded the midfield. And maybe that was a deliberate play from Eddie. So we've got to give him props for it. We have to give him props for it. So, and then I'd say this. Contemplate, Jason. I want to know your thoughts on Racina's salty comments. We'll get to that because he was very. I mean, one thing he said is Newcastle offered nothing. We offered nothing. Like, relax.
If it was the first half, with the exception of the goal, I would agree.
And like I said, we had more shots on target.
The second half, we came out to play a little bit more.
You know what I mean? So, being said, I've been screaming for us to try and do more through balls. Trippier would never do that. Yeah, indeed. Agreed.
Play the ball through the middle. Be brave.
That's it. Now we have Tino and Hall as fullbacks. We can now play Voltemade with Gordon and Elanga tight. Interesting. Maybe after the Barcelona game, you might be right because he's not going to do that in Spain. But I hear what you're saying. Now. What I said, if I liked you anymore, we'd be sleeping together. What are you talking to? I don't know if you're talking. Or you talking about the likes, flashing the like button. But yeah, 26 likes now, 4 away from 30. So let's get to 30 in the next 5 to 10 minutes. That'll be much appreciated. But yeah, listen, we got the goal. I'm trying to think about it. That first half now. I know Ramsey had a deflected effort. That Sanchez
passed with the header.
Child with the head. Yeah. Do you think he should have got on target? I don't think it's a sitter.
It's a big chance. It's a big chance.
Yeah.
Because he gets it all wrong. Again, the freedom of Stamford Bridge, you're unmarked. It's probably one he's been dreaming about all season. He just couldn't get his head in his positioning right, which is weird because he's got 5 goals, Tiao?
Yeah.
All comps?
Yeah. So he's a big threat. Yeah. But speaking of Child though, the penalty incident, what were your thoughts on that? Because obviously from the ground, we couldn't really see it. The Newcastle fans weren't appealing for it because when they came up with VAR, everyone was like, what's that about anyway? But on the replay, when we've gone to Sunday replay, for me, that's a Stonewall penalty. Like in today, the way they've been giving it this season, he's been dragged to the floor. Like, what are your thoughts on it?
It's pretty bad, isn't it? It's pretty bad in my opinion. It's clear as day. There's contact, been yanked down. What more do you need? You've got the VAR to assist you there. So even if the ref hasn't seen it, they can pick that up. But these days you see those ones given. How can you not give that? I know historically, do you remember there was the one with Jacob Murphy where Chalobah had literally made a hole in his shirt and they didn't give that. So it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. But yeah, it's a Stonewaller for me.
Yeah, the strange thing that VAR's looked at it, and I can't see how you could think, because I think one of the commentators said, "Oh, it's 50 of one, half a dozen of the other, whatever you
Come
call it,
on.
whatever it is, and 50-50, whatever." And I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, come on! It was blatant." Like Kenny said, ex-ref Hackett said it was a pen. I don't know if they've done ref watch on Sky yet, but they'll probably discuss it as well. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Chelsea didn't really have too many clear-cut opportunities left in that first half. So with the second half now, like I said, it was a bit more open. They introduced the lap onto the pitch, who, you know, he gave the centre backs a bit of a battle physically. The opportunities that they had, to be fair, you know, Joe Lap had a header early on. I think he had a header that went just over. I think he had another one where he skied, with his left foot.
I mean,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I don't because Botman was on him anyway. Botman was blocking his thing anyway. So I don't think it was a clear cut sitter. But he should have done better with it. He definitely should have done better.
Got to get that on target, and
yeah,
you got the goal gate, at your mercy. Someone like
sorry,
him.
Before that though, in the first half, there was a move that we put together where it's ended with Willett going through and he's hit it and the keepers put it round the post. But the build up to that was very impressive. The 1-2 touch pass in the first quick pass in Ramsey was involved as well. It was impressive. Big up KJ in the building. KJ, no eyes today. No eyes today.
Wow.
Yeah? I wonder why. Yeah, your team flopped, bruv. You had one job. Yeah, but big up KJ, man. Hope you're good.
Big up.
But yeah, they had those efforts. I'm trying to think any more. I think we blocked a couple. We had a few on the break as well.
The Delap one, because he sort of spun the defender and then sort of hits it. I mean, it's got a lot of power at first.
Oh yes, yeah.
Trouble us, but I think Ramsdale was in control.
It's a comfortable save.
If anything, I think was it the Palmer one in the first half.
But he's curled it.
If anything, I was worried about that, and Ramsdale pulls off a good save. But you're
similarly,
right. I think Delap had more physical presence, didn't he?
Yeah, we had one where Gordon has curled it. He's curled it and pulled a decent save from Sanchez as well.
Yeah.
Which was good.
Good effort.
One of our opportunities. Yeah. But listen, what do you think about their penalty claim? What do you think about that one? Because I've got my own viewpoints on it, but I'll let you go first. What do you think about it?
Initially, I did think it was a penalty, but when you watch the replay, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but Palmer puts his foot forward onto Voltemada. So whether that's his dribbling path, I don't know, or if he's intentionally put his foot there knowing he's going to have contact and then go to ground. Yeah. It's hard to say, but there's clearly no intention from Voltemada to foul the player. So I can see why that wasn't given. So I don't think it's a penalty.
Yeah, blatantly, it was not a penalty, not a penalty at all. I mean, when it went thing, I thought, oh my god, he's going to give it because obviously, we don't have the benefit of the replays and stuff. But when I think Voldemort gone in there and he's gone down, I thought, oh my god, the ref's going to give it. And to be fair, when he pointed like for goal kick, but it looked like he pointed at the spot. So people were like, oh, what are you giving kind of thing. But yeah, looking at it, he stepped on Voltemar's foot, and there's no way that's a penalty. No way it's a penalty. Speaking of the lap, Contemplate said they're linking us with the lap. Listen, we can't.
I'm worried.
Listen, Chelsea fans are disgusted with him. Yeah, they think he's so trash, right? And I think it was Ambrick from NFC Talk TV was talking about he could be our next Shearer. Relax,
get out of here, man.
Relax. Yeah?
And he's rejected us before.
This is what I'm saying. He rejected us. That caliber player. Leave it alone. Yeah. But yeah, listen, we get the win, we get the 3 points. Talk to me what that means for us in the grand scheme of things. Or what you think it means? Because obviously we don't know how we're going to perform here or not. But let's be honest, this is now in all competitions, it's our 4th away win in 5 games. Yeah. 5 away games. So credit, it seems like we've kind of Eddie's kind of learning and the team are adapting and we're performing quite well. We're in the top half of the tables. Someone put in the comments how many points we're off Champions League, how many points off Europe. So do you think this is positive signs or is it too early to tell?
So first of all, back-to-back wins in the Premier League, that's a positive. It's finally balanced because to lose 12 games at this stage is diabolical, but winning 12 games puts us in the pack, because if you look at Everton, they've got 12 wins. Brentford and Chelsea ahead of us have got 13 wins. And then in terms of our goal difference, we're back to 0, which helps not having a negative goal difference. So what this means is with the final 8 games, it puts us in a good position that if we effectively have a little mini run here, maybe we look to win 4 to 5 out of our last 8, we could be challenging for top 6. But it means that you have to, others need to drop points. I think the way it's looking with the coefficient, obviously 5th will be Champions League. And then if whoever wins the FA Cup, if it's one of probably Man City or Arsenal, that's another Europa League place. And then in terms of the League Cup, I'm not sure if the extra Conference League place comes. So all of a sudden, anyway, if you finish top 8, you're going to have some kind of European competition. So things are already looking a bit rosier being sat in that top half now. Apparently, we've got some more winnable fixtures. Maybe we can have a quick look at that before we go and then ask people maybe what they think we'll get. But with that in mind, I think we can potentially, taking it one game at a time, of course, start to potentially look upwards.
Okay.
Because winning those back-to-back games gives you some confidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're games that people didn't think we were going to win.
And we've got the biggie next week. Yeah. That's the one. If we can win that, the derby, then it could be, we can start to look up and be positive about things, because that's the one for me. But and now 60 points usually gets Europa. Genius said we can realistically catch Chelsea. They got a brutal run in. Yes, they do. KJ agrees with that one. The coefficient is a strange one, because I don't know if I read the other day, but because of what happened in midweek, if all these English teams, which is a possibility, they go out the Champions League, I took Man City, Chelsea, Spurs, right? If they go out, I think it gives extra points to Spain, the Spanish team, especially if we go out as well. The Spanish teams, because Atleti go through, Barca go through, Real Madrid go through. But then someone else said it's the top 2. Spain and England are top 2 at the moment, so they will get an extra place. So I don't know. But then if Bayern win the Champions League or whatever, I don't know. I don't know how it works. But we'll see. But
anyone know the permutations? Please let us know.
Yeah, someone let us know, man. Someone let us know. But I think, you know what? I think, listen, top 5, I think is out of the question. I maintain that we're not getting
Champions League.
An outside chance of Europa qualification. Like I said, if we can win 5 of these 8 games, we still have to go to the Emirates. We still have to go to Craven Cottage. We still have to play West Ham at home. I think it is. Those are 3 of the games. Sunderland 4. So that's 4 of the 8. I'm not sure who else we got to play. Palace.
That doesn't sound easy to me.
Yeah, still got to go to Palace.
Remember last season, we were getting into some kind of decent form.
Yeah.
I think we would have been top 4. We lost at home to West Ham.
Yeah.
West Ham have clearly turned the corner now. They're edging closer towards safety. They're one to watch as well.
Have we still got to play Forest? Or we played them twice?
I think we got to go Forest away. I don't
think so Forest away.
I think
Forest away.
And they're fighting for their lives.
Yeah, Forest away, Fulham away, Palace away, Arsenal away. So that's 4 away games already. Yeah, that's probably our 4 away games. Yeah. Then you've got a home game against Sunderland, home game against West Ham. So that's 6. So there's 2 more. Yeah, Brighton. We still got to play Brighton at home.
I mean, Brighton's never a happy hunting ground for us.
And
Arsenal, then someone say, are we playing them after they've won the league? Hopefully they've won
the
league by then.
Sunderland, Palace, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Brighton, Forest, and West Ham. Yeah,
it's not easy.
Okay, it's not easy, but it's doable. Later on towards the end of the season, we can think about how many points we're going to get, but we'll talk about in the show where we think we're going to finish at this present time anyway. But the game itself, let's talk about some of these stand-up performances. Who was your man of the match? And those in the chat as well. Who's your man of the match?
I mean, I thought Lewis Hall had a good game. Ramsdale had a good game. I think basically the whole defense were excellent, in my opinion. You have to look at the defense. They were the key. They were the key to us winning the game. I know Gordon got the goal. I think Willock put in a surprise. Nobody expected Willock to play as well as he did.
Oh, just on a side note, I saw some of the big Barca page on X talking about Willock might be injured for the second leg. Blah blah. So like they see him as a threat. They see him as a threat. I think it probably was never starting in the first place, but fair enough.
That's so funny.
But,
yeah. For me, it has to be someone from that defense. I'm flipping between Thiaw and Hall. I think Hall we know is the standard bearer. We expect, you remember how it was like with Tonali last season and Bruno. We expect to see him now up there. So for me, I'm going to go Thiaw on the basis that he let the team down last week, and that was an excellent performance to bounce back. You know, like I said earlier, could have got a goal, but overall, I thought amazing.
Okay. Smash the likes, people. We've got to 30 now, so let's see if we can get to 35. There's 44 in the building, so if you haven't already, please hit the like button. You much appreciate it. But yeah, listen, some of these comments. Contemplate said Gordon. Yeah. Niall said Gordon by a mile.
Wow.
Genius said Malik Chow. Kenny obviously said Eddie Howe. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Stephen, big up Stephen. He said Gordon man of the match. And then Brian, big up Brian. Brian said Gordon, but a special member for Ramsdale for the clean sheet.
Ramsdale, excellent.
Interesting.
Made two very good saves. Ultimately,
did.
the defense. I know Gordon scored the goal, which was laid on a plate, by the way, by Joe Willock. But it's the defense that has won us this game.
But I will say Gordon's work rate as well was
good,
phenomenal. Like his pressing, his movement off the ball, his link up play at times. Gordon played very, very well. Credit to him. He obviously got an open play goal. Yes, it was a tapping, but it's an open play goal. There's 16 goals for the season. So you know what I mean. So I can't really begrudge you for giving it to Gordon. Me, if it's Malik Chow or even like Big Jig says, Willock. I thought Willock did amazing. Willock was very, very good. You know what I mean? And is he playing for a move? Is he playing to try to stay in Eddie's thoughts? I don't know. Will Eddie keep hold of him? I don't know. So,
we got to
who knows? Is he rejuvenated? Hopefully. Is he rejuvenated? But yeah, interesting. But yeah, Malik Chow was amazing. I thought he was amazing. Like I said, coming off the back of the disappointment of giving away that last minute penalty. And
just to say as well, I agree with Niall mentioning Ramsey, because what I didn't want to mention, because I'm trying to be fair here, I think Voltemada struggled in the role. I think Voltemada had some good touches. There was times he was in tight spaces. He got out of trouble. There was times he kept the ball moving quickly, in the way that Tonali does. So I thought he did well there, but he seemed behind the pace. The ball was being played around him, right? Which then meant, particularly, I think Ramsey took on more defensive burden than Willock. I actually think Willock had more license to get forward. I thought Ramsey's work rate,
he was tidy, and like I said, Ramsey's becoming one of my favorite players in the current squad at the moment. You know what I mean? He's now, he struggled early on and he got injured as well after his debut and stuff. But he seems to have now adapted, and he's becoming one of our key players. You know what I mean? And he's putting in like 7, 8 out of 10 performances consistently now. So let's see if we can continue it. Stay injury free as well, because he could be a very important player for us, very important, and he adds something different to our team, which I mentioned last time. You know what I mean? So long may it continue, man. Long may it continue. But Jinx agrees. Ramsey allowed for Willock to push on, and Willock is enjoying his best run of this fitness for years. Long may it continue. So before we move on from the game, two things. Obviously, we've got to mention Voltemada. Like I said, you think he struggled in the role. Do you think it's a case of they're going to persist with it in most games until Bruno's back? Because maybe Howe sees him as that Bruno replacement in terms of what he can offer, going creativity from deep. Or I just don't understand why he's continued to put him in that position where there's other options you could put anyway, if you're not going to put him up front. Like, what's your thoughts?
It's hard to know whether Voltemada has a free role or not, if it basically becomes a 4-2-3-1 at times, particularly when we're in possession of the ball. For me, it wasn't the perfect game to play in because we couldn't get close enough to the ball, because the goal, because we didn't have enough of the ball. So if you're having to do more defensive work, that's not going to suit him. him being in midfield only works if we dominate the ball. He can get more touches of the ball. So based on yesterday's game, very difficult to judge. I agree with the comment that was made in terms of if he's the one, he can play behind, right? There's no reason for that he can't do that, but it needs to be against teams we're dominating. I really don't think him playing in midfield works because he's behind the pace of the game. He needs to be closer to the goal. Or if you're in a situation where he's slightly further back, if you've got people pushing on beyond, it creates space for him.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to judge. I'm trying my best not to be critical because he's doing a job for the team. You know, it's not his natural position, and we need him further up the pitch, in my opinion. Just for some reason, we're not playing him there.
And Connors asked just quickly, can you talk on the Wissa situation about him declining to be in the team picture? Now, listen, first of all, there was a lot of talk about him walking off the pitch during Murphy's little moment with the fans. He didn't walk off the pitch. He didn't, because I was there. He was walking towards me, but he stayed. He waited, and he clapped the fans off, whatever. But he just moved out of shot from the camera. Everyone else started following him afterwards. So that, we could dismiss that. The team picture thing was a bit weird. I don't understand why he's not in it. I don't think they'll come out and explain why he's not in it. But it'd be interesting to see if we know he's not in the squad in the next game. You know, there's an issue there. But there's not much we can talk about. To be fair, we don't.
Wasn't there something from his agent or something?
I don't know.
I saw something on Twitter about it, but I don't know if it's legit. That basically he's not happy that he's not, people making comments saying he's not fit because he's been putting extra work behind the scenes and all this sort of stuff. Yeah. So he's clearly quite uncomfortable, but
time will tell, man. Time will tell. If end of the day, Gordon's a preference up front. It's up to Vista to change his mind, which I don't think he's going to do this season. But who knows?
But it makes no sense though. Whether it's Voltemade or Vissa, one of them should be playing up front and not Gordon.
Yeah.
Because remember, guys, we're waxing, not you, D-Man, but people are waxing lyrical. It's only his second goal from open play.
Exactly. You got.
And it's only his fifth in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
So he's been substandard. He's not a centre forward, and he's not been good enough this season.
Yeah.
So I can understand Vissa's perspective. Like, look, I'm fit. You signed me as your striker. Why are you playing a winger over me? It makes no sense.
It does make no sense. Now I said in terms of Voltemade, they said Elanga Gordon as two in front of him, Yeah,
could work.
And then Genius said, I think we need to change our something out of possession structure from 4-4-5-1 to 4-4-2. See it Chelsea target him by having players slide in and out of pockets behind him. Indeed,
and they were rough with him a few times, and the ref didn't give a foul. I know.
Yeah. Well, big up Dave. He said he hit the likes. Yeah, big up Dave for that. We're on 32 at the moment. So can we get to 35? There's 47 in the building. It'd be appreciated. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. No reason why we can't get to 40. Wazza said, I'm personally not a fan of trying to fit players in. Interesting.
But this is what our beloved manager's been doing, Wazza.
Well,
yeah. Burn at left back. Yeah. Miley at right back. What else? What else he done? You shoved Tonali at right back the other day. The other game earlier in the season. Yeah. What else?
But it's a credit where it's due. He started to make a few changes, tweaks that seem to be tactical
Gordon
tweaks that's working.
Gordon up front. Yeah. But Barnes on the right. Yeah. So we got to be consistent here,
It's true. Murphy right back. Yeah.
You see
big up Bulky in the building. He said, evening all. Great show. No PowerPoints to save Eddie. Now, I wonder who you're talking about there. I hear you.
You must feel free right now, Bulky. You must feel like freedom, like holiday. Enjoy the show.
But just to appease the fans like Kenny, so big up Kenny. How much credit are we going to give Eddie Howe? Yeah, Jefferson, take the stage. Yeah.
So wait, hold on. I mean, I feel I've given Eddie Howe credit, right? But we're talking about this is the Premier League. So changes that we've been asking to make all season, he's basically made on game 30. Now I expect him to out-tactic what's his name? Rosinia, who is his junior and doesn't even have half the experience he has. So again, I will give him props on his approach to the game because it is good and it's won us the game. But we must also balance it up as in terms of he's come up against someone who's his junior. Do you get me? Anytime that he's come up against someone else, at times he's been found wanting. Again, we beat Michael Carrick. Again, Michael Carrick's playing good football for Man United, but again, he doesn't have. He might have about half the experience Eddie has. So, what I would say is Eddie's come up against people that he's arguably superior to, and he's made it count. But in terms of the approach for the game, yeah, I think defensively spot on, made the right changes. And in terms of that defensive adaptation, because we've seen it happen before a couple of times this season, when we've gone defensive, it's worked against us. So it's about timing, essentially. And all the ingredients worked out well. And clearly, as you can see from Rosiña, he's frustrated. The Chelsea players are frustrated. Now, don't get me wrong. I think on another day, Chelsea, I think there were times where they were open, and for some reason, they decided to pass instead of shoot. Because even the crowd were saying shoot, and they would make an extra pass. That's not on us. That's on them. That's on them. They made the wrong choices. We kept the right positioning and we kept our concentration. So from the players, the manager, great approach to the game. And I give Eddie props for that. Definitely. Long may it continue.
Long may it continue. Like I said, Big Gig said, there's 8 more games to go. However, you give him credit. You have to give him credit. However, there are 8 more games indeed. So let's see how we adapt for the remaining 8 games, because for me, listen, I agree with everything you said in terms of the credit you got to give him. I will say it would have been interesting to see if Tonali wasn't ill, would he have started Tonali and ran him into the ground? Also, it's quite easy. I say it's easy, but to rest Burn in this particular instance. After the Barcelona game, it'd be interesting to see what backline he goes with after that, because this backline, like everyone said in the chat, should be our first choice backline, including Ramsdale. They performed well, clean sheet. The Sunderland game now, who does he pick to be the centre back pairing? Because I believe he's gonna bring Burn back, because Burn's one of his favourites. Don't get me wrong, Burn hasn't been performing badly, but also because it means more to Burn than probably anybody else on that pitch. Yeah, so Burn will be up for this game. Yeah. So maybe I give him a blind for that one, but then after that, there's no excuse not to play Botman and Ajo. But then he's not going to do that. I don't believe he's going to do that. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. And then his selection after that.
The fans have seen it now. So everything happens for a reason. The fans have seen it. When you pick the best players based on ability, that's what you get. So the standard has been set now.
Yeah.
We don't want Dad's army coming back, because that's when you start getting problems.
Yeah. David asked, will Tonali be fit for our remaining games? Should be. I think it was an illness that kept him out. The same one that kept Gordon out and Voldemort out before previous weeks. Now Kenny, they're like a dynamic duo out here. They're like, yes, we did win, yes, and we've given the positive. We've been positive. We've been
positive, man. Yeah? Come on.
But we're just being realistic, isn't it? We're not going to go overboard. Yeah, we've given Eddie props. We've given the team props. We're happy for the win. I even say we're top half of the table. There's an outside chance of getting European. We're in a chance of European qualification at this present time, but it's one game. Yeah, let's see how we continue after that. Now, speaking of which, we've got Barcelona coming up on Wednesday. Yeah, the Barcelona, I think they won about 5-1. Last time I checked, it was 5-1. 5-2.
Oddy conceded 5 goals.
Yeah, let's not talk about Oddy. Yeah. Let's not bring the mood down completely. Yeah, let's not bring the mood down completely.
Apparently, he's been really good in La Liga this season. Apparently,
yeah. Right, big up, Pete from Loading Mags. Big up, good to see you, sir.
Mate, welcome.
Big up. Listen, for those you all must know, anyway, Loading Mags, Pete from Loading Mags. Check out their content. Great content. He said, I feel like Eddie has had to make decisions he didn't want to make this season due to poor form. I just hope this allows Eddie to evolve as a manager moving forward. Listen, if the sign there, if we can go on those games here, the last few games, they look positive. Whether it can be done long term, time will tell. But big up, Pete. We'll see what happens. Pete, what's your thoughts for the Barcelona game? Are you positive? Do you think we can get it done? Can we cause an upset? How will Eddie line up? Because right about now, what's your thought? Because it's 1-1. They won 5-2 today. I think Lamine Yamal was rested for the whole game, apparently.
He was rested.
Right?
Yeah.
This
And
goes to show, listen,
Gavi's back as well.
Gavi's back, yeah. But the fact that they rested Lamine Yamal for this whole game, yeah, goes to show they've been listening to the comments about Lewis Hall locking him up, mate. Yeah. They know he has to be on job because Lewis Hall, the way he's performing, the worst thing that could happen to Barcelona and to Spanish football is for an Englishman who to lock up your poster boy, yeah, lock him up for another 90 minutes. Yeah. So first of all, will he do it? Will Hall lock him up again? What do you reckon?
Could he switch sides? Maybe.
Nah. Your mom wants to take a bite of the cherry, bro.
Yeah. I again, it's a big old pitch. I mean, I think our pitch is big, isn't it? But at the Camp Nou, it's a big old pitch. Big game, big stakes. But effectively, what I want to see is Hall shouldn't be one-on-one. I think he's good enough to deal with it, but actually, I want to see some help coming in for him from a winger, if possible. But there's no reason why he's got all the confidence in the world and he's fit. So there's no reason why he can't put out another good performance. But a player like Yamal, very difficult to keep him quiet because all it takes is different patterns of play, a bit of confusion. He pops up in the middle of the pitch. We saw it in the Euros. He can score from a central position as well. He doesn't have to come from a wide position. So we just need to be alert.
This is the thing. That big pitch. Yeah, that big pitch. Yamal's going to be hungry. Rafinha had a quiet game. He had a quiet game against us as well, against Trippier. Now, Tino will start this one. So he's going to have to be a bit well. So now he's chomping at the bit as well. Yeah. Now, they're going to be very confident about going into the game. A lot of people saying that maybe the Chelsea game was a dress rehearsal about how we approached the Barcelona game, which is fair enough, but it's going to be a different personnel that comes up from us that comes up against Barcelona, because I think Byrne will come back in, Tonali will come back in, Elanga will start. You know what I mean? That's, I think, you're pretty much the team that played in the first leg. I think that's who's going to play in the second leg. Yeah? Or do you think there could be anything different to that?
No, I definitely see Byrne coming in. I'm really praying to God he doesn't bring Pope in for Ramsdale, you know, because Ramsdale does look settled now with the back.
Yeah. I think Ramsdale
we've talked about it before. If we're not going to see a lot of the ball, we don't need someone that's going to be hoofing it long and hoofing it into the stands. We need someone that's calm and can play the ball from the back. So fingers crossed on that.
And just this point from Steve as well, because I think about it as well. Just hope we get a referee that's not bent. Yeah, because you know that the powers that be, the worst thing for them would be for little old Newcastle to come and upset the apple cart and knock Barcelona out. So just be prepared for some dodgy decisions to go against us, because you saw what happened again in Paris a couple of seasons ago. You know what I mean? It's not out of the ordinary, yeah, for these things to happen. A big team, last minute, you know what I mean, get some dodgy penalty or we get a man sent off or something like that. I don't know. Now said, I'm a realist. We needed a 2-goal lead. Fair enough.
Set pieces could be one. I'm not saying we should deliberately play for set pieces, but having Byrne back in the team, there's no reason why we couldn't score headers or something against them. I think it was the second goal. I think the first goal was a looping cross for Sevilla and a sweeping right foot volley, and then the second one was a header. So there is a bit of a weakness there when balls come into the box, because I could be wrong. I don't think Cabalsi is the tallest. I think Araujo is tall, isn't he? But
yeah, this is I think if we could try and hit them on a break, great. But like I said, I think it will be a set piece that undoes them if we're going to be effective. You know, if we're going to get a goal on or two, I think it'll be a set piece. The likes of Malik Chow, Dan Bird's height as well. You know, we're still doing the long throw-ins with the likes of Hall and Tino now. So
Blumenek, by the way, Tino, Blumenek, get him off the throws, man.
I don't know what that's about.
He needs to take some creatine and work on that, because, mate, a 15-year-old could throw further than that. I don't know what was going on there.
Pete said, I feel like it'll be a tough task at Barca. We need the first goal. If we do, I believe. Indeed, the first goal is crucial. And if they're gonna score the first goal, it can't be early on. It can't. Or can it be early? It's because we're
Can
still
we
in the
hold that
game.
defensive shape? We've
Well,
shown
this
that
is it.
we did it in this game, but that's the kind of game I really think Elanga and Gordon could be crucial.
Yeah.
You know,
Their pace,
because they can stretch them, can't they?
Yeah, because Barcelona are going to come with this high line. They're going to try to put us under pressure. We're going to have to soak it up. And I think we're going to utilize Ramsdale's long ball tactics. I think we're going to do that a lot. But like I said, the free ball that like we did against Chelsea, we might be able to utilize that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe that's where, I was trolling a bit earlier, but maybe the fact that they're worried about Willock, they see him as a danger man because of his athleticism and his pace, and they've seen the goal itself. So maybe they're thinking he could be one of our threats.
Randomly, I still don't get, right? What? Because Barnes isn't slow.
Yeah.
He's got a bit of speed, particularly over sort of 20, 30 yards, but he's not the quickest. Gordon is rapid. Why don't they play Barnes through the middle if we're going to use wingers as strikers? Because he's a better finisher, and play Gordon wide.
Yeah. Or alternate it throughout the game.
Maybe let them switch over.
Yeah. Who knows? Genius said Ramsdale coming in allows us to split our centre backs wide, as Ramsdale will act as a middle centre back, so it basically frees up Lewis Hall, who doesn't have to act as a makeshift left centre back. Interesting.
Yeah, that would be positive. It then means you've basically got an extra man in the midfield, isn't it? As well.
Yeah, I like the positivity, Kenny. He said, "Did we not keep Mbappe in check in two games?" Okay. Yeah. Big up Phil. Phil said, "Don't be surprised to see that team that finished the Chelsea game start the Barca game 5 at the back." I think Tonali comes back in, but I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying there. But if Tonali recovers from illness, that is. Connor agrees with Pete. He said the first goal will be crucial. David said Ramsdale needs to start. I think we all agree on that one. Ramsdale does need to start, and I think he will start because he's given Howell no reason to bring Pope back in at this present time. You know what I mean?
Pope for me is done now.
Yeah, but Howell's probably looking for a reason. He's looking for a reason to bring Pope in, but Ramsdale's not giving him one at the moment. So, in that respect, I think he keeps with. Now, do we keep my moose quiet? Nah, listen, it is what it is. So, listen, the game itself. What are you predicting for the scoreline?
I think it's gonna be tight. I think it's gonna be tighter than a lot of people think. I remember, was it last season? The semi-final was really tight, where we know Inter Milan are really good with their under Simone Inzaghi, wasn't it? For counter-attacking, keeping like a rigid shape at times, and they managed to nick a couple of goals. I think it could be similar for us, and I'm thinking 2-1 or 3-2, but I'm gonna go for 2-1 Barca, unfortunately. But I think it's gonna be really tight. I think we're gonna make them work for it. If there's a situation we push them for penalties, that's also a possibility, an outside chance of that. But I think it's gonna be a narrow defeat.
Okay. Controversy. We have Bruno G as a mascot this time. He's traveling.
Kinder Bueno's in tow.
You know what I mean? Pete said Pope is done for me. Yeah, he said Pope is done. I agree. I think he's finished. I think he, but had he played his last game for the club? I'm not so sure. I don't think he'll be here next season, but I think he might get one or two games before the season's done. I just got this feeling that Howell's just waiting for that reason to bring him back into the team. But we'll see. But yeah, I reckon I'm trying to be hopeful. The echoes of when Chelsea went to Barca and Torres scored that famous goal.
Yeah.
And Gary Neville, he lost it. Who knows? Who knows? Because we are looking better defensively. Listen, we played very well in the first leg, but yes, we were at home. Can we create our own little history? It's going to be very, very tough. It is going to be very, very tough. At this present time, I think I might agree with you that I think we'll just be on the wrong side of a 2-1 defeat. But it wouldn't surprise me. Put it this way. One of these surprise English teams are going through. Yeah, I think Liverpool go through and I think Arsenal go through. So one of Chelsea, City, it's not going to be Spurs, but Chelsea, City, or us. One of us are going to create an upset. Yeah,
Mm.
I can't see just Liverpool and Arsenal going through. So, given the score lines, we're the more likely, but we're the only one that's away from home. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But at the moment, I'll probably say a 2-1 defeat, but it might change. Come tomorrow, I might be a bit more optimistic. I don't know. But those in the chat, please leave your score predictions. We're 37 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 40 before we cut out there. But give us your score predictions for the Barcelona game. Let us know what you think that's going to be. But you agree that Burn's going to come back, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
right.
Burn comes back.
Elanga's going to start.
He started the last game, didn't he? Against Barca. Yeah, I think he comes back in because by virtue of being away, he has to be the one to stretch. I just think again, look at we didn't even talk about it. That break we had, was it in the first half? Bro, just slide it across. He put too much on it. Gordon looked pissed, man. To be fair to Gordon, because Gordon made a good run.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good break. Why he just
But this is what
he doesn't quite have the quality, does he? The wide area is different because he can just swing his foot around it. But in those close areas, it's like that's where it lets us down. So I actually favour Elanga in a game like this.
KJ saying 2-2. Interesting. Brian said 2-3. Put your faith and trust in Eddie. Okay, you think we're going to score 3 goals at the Camp Nou? Okay, fair enough. Spurs didn't beat Liverpool; they drew. But I hear what you're saying. David said, "I say Newcastle win 3-1."
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. You never know.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I think Niall said 1-1. Then Barca scoring extra time. Heartbreak.
That is the Newcastle way, isn't it?
Yeah. Giniesta going optimistic. 2-2. We take it on pens.
That's also a possibility. I think extra time and pens is a possibility. It's just whether we come out the right side of it or not.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Ian said, from what I saw, we should have won this tie already. Fair enough, but we didn't. So it's all square. What do you reckon? Kenny said 2-1 Barca, the lads giving their all. Bit of realism from Kenny. Fair enough. Peter said, give me a shithouse we 0-1 or 1-2. The stinky shithouse we win. Eddie to do prime Jose infield and pointing away to the way fans. Can you imagine?
The scenes.
Listen, if he can somehow pull this off,
wow!
I think I told you already. If we pull this off, we are going to the semi-finals. I'll tell you that for free.
That's what that pundit. Remember, I sent you that pundit from American TV. Thinks we're going to go all the way to the semis.
I think if
you
we somehow
think we can beat Atletico Madrid next?
Yes, over 2 legs. I think we can. I'm not saying they're baby food. I'm not saying that, but if we can beat Barcelona over 2 legs, I think we beat Atletico, bro.
Wow.
I think we beat them. I think we go to the semis. Yeah.
Wow.
I really do. Yeah. So
you heard it here first, people.
You never know.
You heard it here first.
Ian said, I think it's entirely plausible that we can get a result. Fair enough.
It is. It is, Ian. I agree.
David's gone 1 further. He said, I think Gordon will score 2 and Barnes, I think, will score 1.
Might have to put a 5er on that, you know.
This American pundit, was it Rio Coca? Nigeria Coca?
No.
Okay.
No. It was I can't remember his name.
Brian, I like your style. He said, believe, come on. Yeah.
Start bending those spoons.
So whenever I say believe, I think of Robbie from AFTV a couple of seasons ago. He's outside the Etihad and they got smoked. It
does have a feel. It does have a feel of the Liverpool Cup final about it, isn't it? Where you sort of go through the motions. Tomorrow you might feel different. The day after that you might feel different, and then as you get closer to the fixture, you're like, "Got that feeling we'll do it today." So you never know.
You never know. But listen, we will be there to review it. Mike Griller, yeah.
Let me see if that's him, because that's gonna.
We will be there to to review the Barca game. It's got to be. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's him. Yeah.
Okay. KJ knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
He
it
knows,
is him. It is him.
he knows about Robbie, the AFC belief. Yeah. Genius asked, do you think that he goes with Trips or Tino? Tripping for the experience. Tino just come back from injury. I think he goes with Tino. I think he's got enough, enough time now back from injury. He had a couple games from the bench. He started midweek, the last game against Chelsea. I think that was to give him a full game in preparation for Barcelona. Listen, Rafinha against Trippier on that wide pitch, that's a bloodbath waiting to happen. That can't happen. That cannot happen. So Kenny said it's the biggest game in 50 years. Agreed. You know what I mean? Who's that was that said I believe in miracles?
not a bad song. Not a bad song.
Was it Errol Brown? Is that his name? Errol Brown? Was that his name? Yeah. Hot chocolate and that.
Hot chocolate. Yeah.
Phil said Tino starts. Interesting. I believe he starts as well. I believe he starts. But Ian said he believes it's going to be Trips and with Tino coming on later. Ooh, I don't know about that.
I mean, we'd have to hope it's still 0-0 by that point, isn't it?
Listen, we're on 38 likes. Can we get to 40 before we sign off? Yeah, we've kept you for a long time, but we just want 2 more likes, 3 more to make it safe. 41. There's 44 in the building. If you haven't hit the like button so far, please hit the like button now. Before we get out of here. Yeah,
isn't 44 another name for Had? Do you remember Had?
Big up, Pete. Huh?
Do you remember Had?
What?
In school, Had.
What's that?
Was it Had? Yeah, Had. Had, you're it.
Had? Is that what you called it? Had?
I'm sure it was Had, wasn't it?
But we just called it. Just called it.
And then another one used to be 44. I think 44 was another name.
40, 40, yeah, something like that. I remember that one.
40. Is it 40 or 44 or something like that?
Yeah. Tag, that's it. Tag. Yeah, tag.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know why I said tag. Yeah, tag. You're it. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Tag, you're it. That's it. Yeah.
We're getting old,
I was a bit closer with it. Yeah, that was a bit closer. I don't know you go with Had, but it's Bulldog got another one. Yeah, Bulldog. Yeah. We're showing that age now. What type of name is Had?
It's just when I saw the 44, it reminded me of that.
We're still on 38 likes, people, man. Get the 2 more likes, man. 2 more likes. Yeah, that's what we asked for, bro. We're trying to get up here.
The likes. Are you not entertained? Come on now.
Can you just cuss it, bro? You know something about the JG Casino, bro, the 40-40 club, bro. Listen, I don't know what we're talking about. But listen. Hold on, what's that? Aki track? What's this? Aki? Nah, bro, that's a Brammy thing. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, bro. I don't know what that is. But yeah, listen, we're gonna leave it there. Jeff, I know you're gonna talk about the hype points again to encourage people to hype the channel. Is that the hype points? Is that right?
Hype. We might as well just call them like the hype squads, you know. No, obviously it allows us to get more vision to the channel. Like we said at the start, great achievement to finish we're currently number 83 in the top 100 hyped videos on YouTube. So great effort from everyone. If we could look to do that again, it will bring much important focus to the channel as we look to grow. So yeah, sometimes it takes about a few hours or a day to appear, but if you can, just generously select the hype points. It doesn't cost you a penny.
Indeed. So, we're now on 39 likes. Come on, boys. You lot are killing me. You are killing me. One more. Yeah? But we can't hang on for much longer. But listen, we'll be back on... When do we play? We play Wednesday, don't we?
Yes. Yeah.
So we'll be back on Thursday. And then we hope to have a special guest for the Sunderland game. So stay tuned for that one. Fingers crossed.
Don't want to miss it.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
That's what we're saying.
Don't want to miss it. Should be a good one. But yeah, like Genius has said, go and hype the last show, indeed. And when this one, you can hype this one as well. What's it your take? What's that about? You just get your mind out the gutter, my friend. I don't know what that's about.
What's that?
And for those who haven't liked the stream, we've got the 40 likes now. We've got the 40 likes. So thank you all. That's all we up for. Much appreciated. Helps the channel grow on that. But yeah, we'll be back on Thursday. So stay tuned. And like I said, for Sunday game.
Kenny wants that last word, bro, before we leave.
All right, just for you, Kenny. Just for you. Yeah. Don't say we don't do anything for you. And don't say we're not positive. Eddie we trust. Yeah. Eddie we trust. Yeah. Hold on. KJ. My great uncle played for the Black Cat. Hey, listen. Big up for your uncle and that, but nah. Yeah. What was his name? Tell us his name. Tell me off air with it, because I don't want these Newcastle fans to come and go looking for him. Yeah. But now, big up KD for your uncle. That's good. But yeah, listen, we'll be back next on Thursday. So until then, we're out. Thank you all for joining in. We'll be back later. Peace.